Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? Well, I hope that you're good. I hope that you're safe. And hey, Carmen. Hi, Nancy. I hope that you're safe and calm and holy smokes, yesterday was a day, wasn't it? You know, I don't like to get political on here, but if you know me, you know where I stand. And so I think that we need to, hey Keels, we need to just come together and do what we do best. We just take care of each other, and we paint. We create beautiful things despite the chaos and craziness that's around us. We've been doing it for over 10 months now, that we just come together and have some, well, hey Denise, I'm so glad you're here. Oh, we have a new friend here today, Miss Denise. So let's do what we've been doing for 10 months, over 10 months now. Let's just paint together. I have some quiet, soothing music on. Usually, if I'm in a big paint session, I listen to 70s rock because that's my jam. Blaring, blasting. But today, let's just be peaceful. I'm working on some new artwork for I was telling Keely the other day, I need to come up with a new pop-in paint party sign and a new Let's Get Artsy Together Apart artist study series sign. So I'm working on those, and I'm updating my website. I'm putting some new things on my website. And, you know, technology, I know that young people, it would take them like lickety-split. But for me, of course, it takes forever and a day. And so, gosh, be great. Have some grace for me. That's for sure. So, I remember the other day, you know, it's so crazy because I woke up so discombobulated because we watched it and watched it last night, and then we turned it off. Like, I said, we just need to watch something something different. So we watched Curb Your Enthusiasm, which is hysterical, and that's kind of just what we needed, to just a great escape, you know? But this morning it was on again. Jeff turned the news on this morning, and so today I feel like, you know, like I had this plan of what I wanted to do today, and then that just kind of, you know, it just didn't all pan out. But I did say, so I'm just going to do whatever today. I hope you all understand, and I hope you do too. Just do what's, you know, what makes you feel better. So I was going to tell you this one cool thing. I've seen a lot of girls doing these inlay. So they take a piece of art that they've created, and then what I did here was I stacked, and I took some pictures. So I'll try to do it's on, I think it, you know what? I don't know, Keels. I don't know if it was Netflix or if it was HBO. I don't know. We just needed the great escape last night, you know? Hey, Carol. So I've observed a lot of girls doing this. So they stack dies, like nesting dies, and then cut out the your image. So I've done a variety of this, a version of this, I should say, a little while ago. But yes, the other day I was really feeling like I wanted to like really showcase the beauty and simplicity of this carnation. Because come on, do you remember when we did this? Ugh, I'm just loving it. So here's what I did. I took some pictures, so I'll try to do a blog post about it. Or maybe an Instagram story, or I don't know, whatever. So I just, I'll do something so you see what I did, because I laid the image down on my, hey Laura, I laid the image down on my cutting plate, and then I took 3 stitched rectangle slimline dies, and I think they were by Trinity. I believe so. I think that's the only one I have that's the stitched edge. So I just stacked, I put the piece of artwork down, and then I stacked all 3 dies on top of that, and then I used that purple tape. Well, this isn't showing yet. I put that purple tape down, and then I ran it through. So then I came out with 3 pieces. So I think to create this card, I'm going to start with the outer one first, because I'll never, I'll never be able to line up from the center out. So I'm using the skinniest. I think this is this 1/8 inch? Probably score tape, which I kind of dig. I could have run this through my Xyron, which would have been smarter, and because I could have run it through all 3 pieces together, but, well, I didn't think of that this morning. It was just, what a crazy day. And you know what's so insane is that it's just been kind of a emotional week. Just, we have a friend who had a heart attack this week, and she's just older than me, not much, vegetarian, in quite good shape, but she just wasn't feeling great, and so she went to the doctor, and they said, you had a heart attack. And then they said, they ran some tests, and they found that she was like 91% blocked in one, you know what I'm trying to say. She was 91 in one valve. Is it valve? I don't know. Anyway, they ended up having to put, and 95 in another, and so they had to do a stint. So that just kind of, isn't it crazy how that will just stop you in your tracks, won't it? When someone near and dear to you has something so big happen like that. So, and then yesterday, so crazy. I was just, I stopped working because I was on my website all morning. As you can imagine. Hey, Denise. I was on my website doing all kinds of technical stuff, so I was like, I'm ready for a break. So I ran upstairs and made myself this beautiful salad for lunch. And I thought, I'm going to check on the election results for Georgia. Because when I had, in the morning they didn't, I think they knew one was, anyway. And I'm not kidding. The craziness that unfolded was just holy tamale. So I did go back to my computer a little later to finish what I started, but when something crazy like that is going on, your ability to concentrate is all messed up. So I'll work on it again today. I'm working on some artwork for my art journaling class, which I posted the calendar on my on the private page. I really want you know, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, I posted it on the I posted the calendar yesterday, and the calendar somebody asked me what it was, like what calendar I was using, and I thought, oh gosh, if they only knew. It's a Ray Dunn, I love her. It's a Ray Dunn planner, like a calendar book that I found at Home Goods for like $5. It's not anything big and fancy. So anyway, I tried to put, so I don't know if any of you do, one little word or choose a word for the year to kind of, have your focus for the year. I've been doing it for about 15 years now. And I've done something kind of like that. I've just kind of always been a person who's tried to be my best self my whole life. And so, because my mom was like that, or is like that, always doing, you know, whatever it takes to be our best self. Shut up, you guys. This is looking so good. Oh my gosh. I'm loving it. Okay, so now this one. Okay, here's the thing. Do I lay it flat? Do I pop it up? Do I lay it flat? Do I pop it up? Oh, yay, Keels, thanks. Okay, so on the 31st of January, there is a national day. So I put some of those fun national days, because wouldn't it be fun to just mail a card to somebody for National Popcorn Day or whatever? I just thought that sounded kind of fun. But, hi, Shauna. You did pop in. Thank you. Oh, you're saying pop it. But now, I don't know that I have any pop dots up here. You know, I try to actually clean up after myself every now and again. And so, I don't think I have any. So I'm going to have to make it flat today. But that's not to say I can't do another one. That's for sure. I know, I love those national days too, Keels. It's just something fun, right? I mean, there's always going to be ick in the world, right? So why not? Okay, girls, I have no pop dots up here. So it's going to have to go flat today. I'm very sorry. So I'm going to use a wider score tape on the main panel. Oh, so what I was going to say, Eastern Oregon. Oh, that's cool to know. So make sure you follow me, Shauna, here on Facebook, on Instagram, and YouTube. And be sure to leave your, ask to join our private Facebook group, Let's Get Artsy with Ann Corbiere-Scott, and leave your email. If you've already done that and I've missed it, I apologize. Sorry. Anyway, I was drawing, so on the 31st of January, I am going to have a $5 art journaling class. So, and then we'll see how it goes, see if everybody likes it. You know, we can make it a more ongoing thing. Stop it! Girls, look at that! I am loving that. Loving it, loving it, loving it. It looks so good. So, this needs to be scooted over just a little bit, it looks like. And we're gonna just have to trim that little bit off the top. Oh my gosh, I think a gratitude journal would be fabulous, Shauna. I think that would be fabulous. So, anyway, I'm going to do it. There have been so many art journaling. I've been an art journaler for, well, my whole life. I'm not going to try and say a number of years. But anyway, so then let's just, oh, that's wrinkly now. Oh well. I'm just going to cut off this excess right here. So, like I said, I'm doing this art journaling class on the 31st because, Keely, it is National, are you ready? Inspire Your Heart with Art Day. Shut up. Could that be more perfect? So I'm thinking that that'll be our test day. We'll see how it works. You know, I think the whole wide world should art journal because it's just, it's so freeing and, you know, you don't have to do it for 4 hours. You can do it for an hour or two. You could do it for 20 minutes. And I'm telling you, the act of just freely creating in an art journal will lower your blood pressure, will lower your stress. I'm telling you, we will have ourselves a time. So anyway, I was drawing some artwork for us to use to create with. I don't think I have my poker up here either. I really want to intensify these with, I'm feeling like both my my watercolor pencils and, well, Shauna, you just do whatever you want. That's my theory. You just, you know what? Sometimes I art journal in a composition book. Sometimes I art journal in a mixed media book. A mixed media book is you know, you can get those kind of everywhere. Who's the one that I use, Keels, that has the yellow cover? Strathmore. They that one, because like a mixed media, you'll be able to do lots of different because it's mixed media, obviously. It can handle all kinds of mediums. So I just I'm drawing some artwork that all celebrates art, which I thought would be fun, and we'll see how it goes. If it goes great, we'll do it more often. So I'm creating a private Facebook group for that class. I was gonna do it like an ongoing class. Let me ask you that, because it hasn't gone live yet. Let me know what you think about that. If I should do it like a 3-month class, a 4-month class, a 1-month class, a 6-month class, a year-long class. I mean, if it was a year-long class, that would be $60. Let me know if that feels doable, if it feels too much, because each time we do a class, we need to have a new private Facebook group. That's my thought process. I'm not. That's the catalyst for doing a many months in a row class. Is that then that would be less fiddling around with, like, everybody trying to gather and join a new Facebook group, blah blah blah. So let me know what you think about that. Start with shorter time to see how we all do. Okay, so does 3 months seem like doable? Let me know your thoughts on that. So I'm going to, while you're mulling that over, I'm going to try and intensify the colors of this art print book. Like, I love it, but I feel like it just needed more. So that's why I thought, well, I could come in here with my watercolor colored pencils. And you know what, I'm using kind of a more buttery yellow on here, and it's really not that yellow, so we'll see what happens with this. But I've kind of started, I'm committed, so I need to continue on. And it's not that that wouldn't make for an interesting color blend. 3. Yes, once a month. So I'm thinking like we'll do it on the last, and that the 31st is a Sunday. So we'll do it on the last Sunday of the month. Sorry, I'm getting some water. So let me know your thoughts on that. Yeah. Oh, Shauna, that would be, yes. You're going to sign up through my website, and I accept PayPal and credit cards. So 3 months would only be $15. So let me know what you think about that. It won't be as instructional as like other classes, but you'll get a 8.5 by 11 printable of all my original art. And then my idea is to come with a technique that we all play with, and sorry, looking for some other yellows. We all play with and create. Do you know what I'm saying? Together. So let's see how that goes. So now I'm putting this brighter yellow, almost fluorescent-y it looks, next to that buttery yellow. Let's see what happens there. And the base of this is just watercolors. And remember on Tuesday we talked about that if it's a water soluble medium, you can stack water soluble on top of water soluble on water soluble. Okay, so Shauna, the other day, what day was that? Tuesday, I started creating with watercolor pencils. And so I gave so you can always go back, Shauna, and watch any of my past videos, and that's a pretty good instructional one because it's full of, like, I tried to share as much as I know about watercolor colored pencils. And I talked about which ones I use, and all the capabilities that I know of. So today I am using my Faber-Castell Aquarelles because it's the one that I have that has the most colors, you know. So Nance, you can print it and then paint it, and then we can, so you're going to get it through the website, or when you purchase the class, it should be in your downloads. So I will let you guys know when it's kind of up and running. So remember the other day we did the wet water watercolor. Oh, look at that. You guys, that's so pretty. Oh my gosh, I'm loving that. So remember we talked about wetting your watercolor pencil. So that's one of the techniques, Shauna, that we had talked about was a wet pencil on dry paper. So that's what we're doing here. And the thing about this, Shauna, is that you can feel that watercolor pencil almost like give way. Like it almost, I don't know, bends to submission. Bends to color submission. Anyway, it's a pretty intense, like it's probably the most intense way to apply color with a watercolor pencil. So I'm gonna let that dry and I'm gonna turn it around and play with my pinks. Okay, how do we get your prints? So I'm gonna put it as a download when you pay for the class, Nancy, but I'll also put it in the art journaling private Facebook group. And I think I'm gonna just name that art journaling Facebook group Inspire Your Heart with Art, because come on, do you get much better than that? So yes, so you can download it and then print it and paint on it, then cut it out and paste it in your journal. You can do whatever. No, Nancy, don't say that. You're just fine, sister. You can use them in that, and I also have some other ideas of using them, and so we can use them in lots of different ways. We'll play with that throughout the class too. So now I want to intensify this pink because I cut this pink border, or this pink mat for this card. So I really want to intensify this pink to kind of play up that, you know, that pink. I just thought that was kind of cool and fun. And so let's start with this, the wet one. And we're going to start way down here. At the base of the petal. Yeah, so Shauna, so a couple of things. If you have a inkjet printer, once you print my artwork, then you can do a couple of things to make it ready to take watercolor. So you can print it, and then you can heat set it with your heat gun, or you can flip it over and iron the back of it and then let it set. When I do any of those techniques, if I print with my inkjet printer and I want to apply watercolor to it, I will let it, like I'll do that technique of heat setting it, and then I'll let it sit 24 hours, like sit overnight, because I want it to really kind of cure and get super set. Most of the time I print on, I print with my laser printer. And like I said, my laser printer is not fancy. Jeff got it for me on OfferUp for $30. The most expensive thing about a laser printer is the ink cartridges. I haven't had to replace one yet. Well, when we first got it, we replaced it, but from the guy that we bought it from. But other than that, no. Okay, what? Laminator. Oh, I don't know. Like to heat set I wouldn't laminate it. Is that what you're asking me, Shauna? I mean, you could, I guess. But if you don't want the black ink to move, I would heat set it. I would go through that process. Oh, good point, Keely. Good point. So I'm just continuing to build the, I just felt like I liked where this started, but I wanted to do it, I just wanted to zhuzh it up a little bit, you know? So let's start with, I'm gonna just wet my pencil on this flower and just follow those lines. Remember how we've talked about just back, forth. And that's just gonna create this nice dimension. This was one of my first art printables, and it is called Debbie. It's named after my friend Debbie Miller, who just had some surgery, and so hopefully she gets to watch this. I think she might be going home from the hospital today. We're sure hoping. Oh, Nance, thanks for handling that. Am I out of focus? Let me see. Is it still out of focus, you guys? Let me know. I don't know. Let me know if it's still out of focus, you guys. Isn't it, you know, so interesting? You know, I have to be, absolutely, Nancy. Absolutely, and that's what I use, is a embossing heat gun to heat set. But you could do the flip it over and iron the back of it if you didn't have a heat gun, or I don't know, if you were so inclined. I will tell you, you know, I was just thinking about someone on Instagram had talked about how they wanted to come to class today, but they had a doctor's appointment. But she felt so affected by everything that happened yesterday, you know, so she said that she thought she would be able to go in her craft room and create this afternoon. And I said, yeah, put on some calming music and just paint for a while. And you know what's so crazy is, so I did turn on some nice quiet classical music, and I'm telling you, it had such a calming effect on me. What a crazy day it was. So now I'm going to come in with a deeper shade of blue, and let's try that again. I just want to slowly build that nice gradation of color. I just love that. Doesn't that make you happy to just have that slow build? because once we apply it, then we can still soften the edges with our paintbrush. Oh, hey, so I have these couple extra classes I'm doing. So I told you about the art journaling one, and I'm also doing Bible journaling. I'm continuing that, and that's a purchase class also. And that will be, I'm working on that artwork too. That will be available for sign up. I think it might be now. I don't know. You know what? I was on my computer so much. Anyway, we are sensitive, aren't we? Oh. Oh, Nancy, I am so sorry. Ugh. It's just so crazy, isn't it? And I know, I think we feel things so deeply, you know? Not more than other people, but we just know ourselves. And don't you think that some of that comes with a little bit with age, that you get to know yourself and you know how to help yourself, you know? If you know that something big is happening, big good, big bad, you learn how to kind of prepare yourself in your head, sometimes I just need to center myself, and if I do, like sometimes I just need to remove myself from a situation and get inside my own head and just, you know, do my little self-talk. And you know, the crazy thing is, like, sometimes it might be a bathroom. If I just have to lock myself in the bathroom for a couple minutes and kind of center my noggin, then I can handle whatever comes at me, you know? Sometimes you can't remove yourself. Sometimes you're right in the thick of it. And so you got to do that self-talk just in your own head too. Anyway, well, Nance, your brother is in my thoughts and prayers. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, Nance, I wish I could say, oh, I can. I wish I could give you a heart. I don't know how to do that on here, but just know I'm sending you hearts. That's for sure. And isn't it nice to just lose ourselves in color this morning? So, like I said, so Bible journaling in January is coming. And I think I listed that on the calendar. And then I also have a whimsical lettering class. So if you are intrigued by hand lettering, if you are kind of an aficionado of typography, I think you might enjoy it. It's I just love to study the nuances of hand lettering, and it's just super fun. And each month I will provide you with a hand-drawn alphabet. Then you can incorporate into your art journaling or your card making and your envelope addressing for sure. I will say yesterday, so when we got, not yesterday, it must have been the day before, we got the news about our friend's heart attack. I thought, just like, do you have a get well card? And I said, Why, as a matter of fact, I do. So I try to not put sentiments on all of them right away because you just never know. But I've also tried throughout all of my art printables to have interchangeable sentiments, right, that we can use on whatever. And so I did. I realized, number one, I don't have get well, so that's coming up. But I did have, thinking of you, or, what other things that would apply. But I was proud to say that, yes, I did. I could handle that. It is super fun, Nance. It is super fun. And, as always, my classes, my artsy arsenal, it's pretty much the same for any class I teach. I'm also working on a Anne's Artsy Arsenal page on my website. So, like my favorite pens and my favorite paints and that kind of thing. I was kind of being a baby the other day. And I said, I just want to draw. I don't want to do any of this business stuff. And my friend Lindsay said, but that's not how you're going to grow. You're only going to grow if you keep trying all these, I was like, yeah, whatever. I know you're right. I'm just saying I would like to just draw. That's my favorite thing. But maybe it wouldn't be my favorite thing if that's all I did. Do you know what I mean? And did anybody else see that interview with Dr. Sanjay Gupta about ways to work on your memory skills and to fight off, not completely, but to strengthen your memory. And one thing that he talked about was learning a new skill. Well, I'm just going to tell you something. Setting up and maintaining a website is learning a new skill. It's crazy how much work it is. Crazy, crazy. I kind of think I want this little, whatever this flower is. It's a figment of my imagination, as they all are. I think I want it a little bit redder, more intense. Isn't that the coolest thing? I really like Sanjay Gupta too, Dr. Sanjay Gupta. I really, because I feel like he's just kind of, well, I think he gives out his information and advice in a really non-condescending way, because sometimes they can be condescending. And so I just really feel like it's kind of a nice way to get some of that information. You know what I mean? He is easy on the eyes. You're right. He is, Nance. He's so cute. He kept apologizing because he had long hair in the interview that I was watching, because he, the COVID. I mean, that's the craziest thing, isn't it? We are kind of all in the same boat in that sense. So here I am blending a more blue purple on top of a more red purple. So let's see what happens when those two meet. I think it should be just fine, and maybe a deeper, richer blend. Do you know what I mean? Let's see. Yeah, I think that's nice. like I said, if you have too much pigment on your brush, just tap it off on your paper towel or whatever, you know, if you're using a paint cloth or whatever. And then just barely, like I said, we're just barely touching our brush. I just really like it when it gets that nice painterly look, you know? Yep, I'm liking that. Oh, I don't have the fancy Archon where you can, well, I can lower, let's see if that, does that help? Does it help if I just hold it up? Can you see? I find that it seems like if I tip it toward the window, I think maybe you guys might be able to see things better. So here you can see the underneath is more of a violet, and the purple that I put on is certainly more of an indigo blue purple. So you can, I mean, you have to really look, but that's the beauty of color, right? That you can continue to grow color and grow dimension with color by just playing with it a little bit. Really working on, let's see. Oh, here's one of my Derwents. Let's try that. This apple green. Let's come in here. I'm doing that wet application of pigment again. Oh, it's not mine either, Denise. But I'm getting there, and I'm telling you, I do a happy dance every time I figure something out all on my own. So here's an interesting thing for anybody. I don't know if it's an Apple thing or if it's, I don't know. Anyway. Keely, do you remember the other day when you said that the download came to you as HEIC? So HEIC is a new way that, well, I'm using Apple phone, so I think that it might be Apple, but who knows? Anyway, so I think it must have happened during one of the last, what do you call it? Updates. It changed the way that your photos are saved on your phone. And so, I figured out how to stop it. I mean, so, you know, I'm so rudimentary. I had to go, I had to Google what is HEIC. And then I had to, then I had to figure out how do I get rid of it, and can I then convert those pictures back into JPEGs. And so I've gotten as far as figuring out how to stop it. Like I was able to convert back to the old way of saving photos. So the HEC is gone for the future. But now I'm like, what am I gonna do? I have thousands of pictures on my phone. So that's one of today's tasks. So we'll see. But it is, you know, it is good to learn, that's for sure. Because the sense of accomplishment when you're done, oh my gosh. You can't even compare it to other things. So this one's going to be tricky because these leaves are so tiny, but I want to get that nice bright green in there. And the end of my pencil has been rounded quite a bit. So I'll let that sit for a bit. I didn't let it sit at all, did I? I just started painting. Sometimes I can't help myself. I know, Keely, I know, that's so frustrating. I know, and I don't want to start to sound like my mom or my mother-in-law, but seriously, I just figure it out and then they change it again. But I guess that's what keeps us on our toes. And I was, you know, my sister and I had this deep discussion about you have to keep up with technology, and even though it changes fast, you do need to dedicate a little bit of time and brain power to that so that you don't fall so far behind that you aren't able to catch up, you know? So now I'm going to add some of this same purple down here on this flower. Let's see if we can replicate how pretty that one looks. So we got a little bit of water, and then we're going to move around, move around, move around, move around. This is looking so much better just with the intensity and vibrancy of the added color, I think has really helped. I still want to do the splatter on top of this one because I think that's going to help. But I also feel like I really want to do something different. I don't know if I want to intensify the background of this. I don't know. I just feel like it's so dull. I don't know if I want to let's see. If I want to paint it deeper or if I want it to just start to fall back and just really make these flowers much more vibrant. Do you know what I mean? So that the background almost becomes like we really work on depth of field. So you know, if you take a picture with your on portrait mode with an iPhone and how the background is fuzzy and the foreground is in focus, that is all depth of field. And so so that maybe that's what I'll kind of try and work on for this card, work on my depth of field. So this is a different shade. Do you see this is kind of more ultramarine versus the blue that I started with, but I think that we might get a nice feeling of depth to the petals by adding, like I said, like we did with this, just really building up that depth of color. Because if you look at a flower in real life, the colors are not one flat color, right? They're many shades. I mean, if you have a garden or if you get flowers from the grocery store, really, I mean, you might just buy yourself a bouquet and then really study the colors of those flowers and how those colors really go from one shade to another and from one hue to another. Like a red flower isn't solid red. There's lots of colors that go into making that. And so, and especially when you start to factor in shadows and highlights, you'll see the difference. So this blue is feeling a little strong, so I'm going to start pulling it away because I really like that. I like it juxtaposed next to this purpley blue that's underneath. So I'm going to start pulling away some of this more intense blue. Oh, the sun is starting to creep around the corner. Let me pull myself back a little bit. Better? So remember, while it's wet, you can certainly remove some of that color. Put your paint cloth down, and you see look at how much color I pulled off. Then you can really work on softening that edge. Here I'm getting it really wet and kind of trying to really activate that color in the corner. Then I'm going to come in and just really see how much I can pat off so then I can work that some more. I know it seems like a lot of work, but it's not really. And I'm losing myself in color, which is never a bad thing, right? Pull some of this blue off. All right, I'm really digging that. Let's see. There, do you see, like this is beautiful. This nice gradation right here, gorgeous. Up here, I need to work on this a little bit, but not horrible. So I'm gonna let that sit for a bit, go back to something else and play with that for a bit, and then come back to that in a little bit. But even, you guys, even the, just in this, during this class, look at the difference. And when I put it on the pink, it's much more, I think it's more in keeping with the, is it, holy smokes, Nance, I can't believe the hour is up already. And doesn't everybody feel a little bit better? Doesn't everybody feel a little bit better just by escaping whatever our crazy reality is? I'm really liking this. I'm really liking this. I hope that everybody had a nice hour, a nice little escape, that we all came together and are here for each other and are kind, and we made something. I hope that everybody painted something or will paint something today. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to all of you for joining me and just soothing my tender heart too. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all so much. And I will see you on Tuesday. Keep checking that website. I will put things on social media as I get as I grow them. And I'll be checking into the groups, you know. I think that's a nice community, isn't it? I just love it. So if you do not already, please follow me and like me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And if you would then ask to join our private Facebook group, Let's Get Artsy with Ann Corbiere-Scott. You will love it. We are the greatest, aren't we, girls? We are the greatest, most kind group of friends you'll ever meet. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you. Remember, you can always watch this on the replay. They'll be up there as soon as I hit the save button and the share button. Have a restful and relaxing rest of the day. Take care of you, girls. Thanks so much. Bye. Denise, it is on on this page. You'll see a rectangle that has flowers all over it. It's black background and bright flowers, and it will say "Let's Get Artsy with Ann Corbiere-Scott." Click that, and that's going to take you right to the 3 questions. You're going to answer the 3 questions. They're easy peasy, and then you're in like Flynn. I will click accept. I hope that works. If not, you know what? I'm on and off social media all day. So message me if you need to. Bye, you guys.